Hello to everyone. This is Viewpoint on noyantapan and I am Benyamin Poghosyan, Senior Research Fellow at APRI Armenia. Today we will discuss the prospects and perspectives of Armenia-Azerbaijan negotiations. In the last 1 year, immediately after the military takeover of Nagorno-Karabakh by Azerbaijan, there were a lot of discussions and hopes that Armenia and Azerbaijan will be able to sign peace agreement, if not by the end of 2023, at least by the COP29 in Baku, Azerbaijan. And given Armenian government position, who accepted post-September 2023 status quo, didn't raise the issue of return of Nagorno-Karabakh Armenians into their homeland, and effectively agreed to satisfy Azerbaijani demands to provide some territories to Azerbaijan on Armenia-Azerbaijan northern border, it was very clear that it depends on Azerbaijan. Will two countries have a peace agreement signed by the end of 2024? However, despite all the efforts of Armenian government and all the concessions and crossing many perceived or real red lines of Armenian society, Azerbaijani government is not in a hurry to sign any agreement with Armenia. And they are using different pretexts to justify their position by putting forward several preconditions. All know about those preconditions. Interestingly, the number of preconditions going up and up. They started from demand to change the Armenian constitution, telling that reference to the Declaration of Independence should be removed. Then they started to speak about several other Armenian laws, that these laws also should be changed or cancelled. Then President Aliyev demanded that Armenia should apply to the OSCE to officially dissolve the OSCE Minsk group. Now there are discussions that Armenia should officially recognize so-called war crimes committed against Azerbaijanis during the first Nagorno-Karabakh war, and Armenia should punish all those who committed those alleged war crimes. President Aliyev also speaks about necessity to stop selling weapons to Armenia, arguing that Armenian army should be weak, etc., etc., etc. So the mere fact that Azerbaijan, almost on a daily basis, increases the number of preconditions, telling that, okay, you should do A, B, then A, B, C, then A, B, C, D, E, F, if you want to have Armenia-Azerbaijan peace agreement. It's a clear indicator that Azerbaijan has no intention to sign any agreement with Armenia, and all these demands, preconditions, are mere pretexts not to sign anything. But then question arises, why Azerbaijan does not want to sign any agreement, and what will happen after 2024, when there will be no COP29, and Armenia and Azerbaijan will enter 2025 with the same status quo, no war, no peace. First of all, why Azerbaijan does not want to sign any peace agreement? Two reasons. Number one, domestic political. Azerbaijani government needs an external enemy to continue to rally population around the family rule. They managed to do this very skillfully during the last 3 decades. And the external enemy was Armenia, Armenians globally, and the idea was, let's take Nagorno-Karabakh. Now, when no Armenians left in Nagorno-Karabakh, but Azerbaijani leadership wants to continue the family rule, they need still to have an external enemy. And Armenia and Armenians are the best choice, because there was a huge anti-Armenian hatred propaganda in the last 3 decades. So the basis is there to continue to portray Armenians and Armenia as an external enemy and continue rally population around the family rule. So this is domestic political reason. But also there is a foreign policy reason. Probably Azerbaijan believes that peace agreement will limit its freedom of actions. And freedom of actions to do what? Freedom of actions to again use military force against Armenia, to take something here, something there, to force Armenia to accept the extraterritorial corridor which Azerbaijan demands, to fulfill century-long Azerbaijan and Turkey dream to have a common border between Azerbaijan and Turkey. And this dream is mixed now by active Azerbaijani policy to establish the so-called United Turkic World, and Azerbaijan positioning itself as a crucial element in bringing Central Asia with Turkey and having this United Turkic World. So, from domestic political and also foreign political reasons, Azerbaijan has no intention to sign anything, especially he got everything without any peace agreement. Everything, I mean ethnic cleansing in Nagorno-Karabakh with zero backlash from anyone in the world, and also continued pressure on Armenia, and for example, taking back the territories in the northern part of Armenia, again without any peace agreement. So, it's clear that Azerbaijan does not want to sign peace agreement. It's clear why Azerbaijan does not want to sign peace agreement. So what's going to happen in 2025? And let's not forget that COP29, this climate conference which will take place in Azerbaijan in November 2024, it was some sort of political deterrence tool, preventing Azerbaijan from any kind of escalation against Armenia. Small scale, mid scale, large scale escalation. So, a few months later from now, we will enter the 2025. It will be spring 2025. The weather will be more or less favorable for military escalations. There will be no COP29, which means that at least one political tool of deterrence will be out there. In that case, what can prevent Azerbaijan from escalating? And as I mentioned, Azerbaijan does not want to sign peace agreement, also to keep the window open for any potential military escalation against Armenia. In the current environment, if you look into the hard power deterrence, we see that the legal deterrence tools are still in Armenia-Russia relations. The agreement of 1997 on friendship and mutual defense is still there, and Armenia legally is still part of the Collective Security Treaty Organization. However, given all the ups and downs, and recently mostly downs in Armenia-Russia relations and Armenia-CSTO relations, and also given the growing significance of Azerbaijan and Turkey for Russia, and also Russian shift to view Azerbaijan as a primary country to pursue its interests in the South Caucasus, we cannot be sure that hard power deterrence, legal deterrence toolkit from Russia will be there. From the Western countries, the US, European Union, individual European countries, no legal hard security guarantees, and we understand that it's extremely unlikely that there will be any legal hard security guarantees. So, if existing legal guarantees may not work, additional legal guarantees are not likely to come, then what Armenia can do to prevent especially large-scale aggression by Azerbaijan? I think the key is to create additional political tools of deterrence. If hard security deterrence tools are not working, and there are little chance that Armenia can add to these hard power deterrence security tools, then the only way is to expand political deterrence tools, if we're speaking about external actors. And this can mean, for example, significantly increasing the number of European monitors in Armenia after February 2025. The monitoring mission is also sort of political deterrence tool against Azerbaijan. To increase interactions with countries spanning from Iran and the European Union and maybe others, try to increase the political cost for Azerbaijan to take Armenia. And of course also to continue the Armenian army reforms, trying to increase the military cost for Azerbaijan to attack Armenia. However, as we are speaking only about the matter of months, 4 or 5 months from now, we will be in spring 2025. It's extremely difficult to have significant guarantees through political deterrence tools and through increasing Armenian army strengths, which will be enough to prevent any Azerbaijani attack, which means that unfortunately Armenia will jump into 2025 with growing risk of escalation. It could be limited escalation, it could be large-scale escalation. Large-scale escalation, I mean any escalation which will result in occupation of several villages or one city, or reaching to Nakhchivan and opening corridor by force. Small escalation, anything below this level, but even by launching small escalation, Azerbaijan may use the results of this small escalation as a pressure tool to get what it wants more. And this is a Zangezur corridor. It's clear that on the strategic priority list of Azerbaijan, there were two things. First, destruction of Nagorno-Karabakh and forcing all Armenians to leave the region. And second, to establish the common land border with Turkey. These are the strategic priorities, and definitely Azerbaijan will do everything to reach it. Which means that unfortunately, at least for 2025, South Caucasus and Armenia, Azerbaijan especially, are going to embrace quite volatile period of time. Definitely some developments. November presidential election in the United States, October 26 parliamentary elections in Georgia, potential endgame in war of Ukraine, ceasefire, frozen conflict, all will have significant impact on South Caucasus and also on Azerbaijani calculations to start limited or large-scale attack or no. But in any case, 2025 is going to be quite volatile, complex and complicated period, and Armenia and Armenians worldwide should be ready for tough times ahead. This is all for today, and we will meet soon.